Round of votes will be coming in tomorrow afternoon, and while nothing is official until the first week of December, many of the races weren't all that close.
And the results will have big impacts on midterm elections. Fox 5 political analyst Carl Luna joining us now to break all of this down. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Carl, is this a turning point for Democrats, would you say?
Yeah, years ago, when the team that will remain nameless that now plays in LA was having bad years in the 90s, I used to think that they should play a high school team just to know what victory is like. And Democrats got that moment last night. They actually got to win one after a year in the wilderness. The question is, can they build on that going into next year?
So how do they use this in the 2026 midterm elections?
First off, you keep on hammering on the themes. It's the economy, stupid. Seems to have been a big issue for people. And the economy doesn't look to be getting better right now going into next year. You hammer on the president. The president himself said the reason he didn't do well, I was on the ballot and the shutdown. Well, it looks like he's admitting Republicans are mishandling the shutdown, and that could be held against them. All those little things can give Democrats a chance to develop a voice, and it could be a voice with many variations to it. Moderate, more progressive. We'll see what develops.
So if President Trump is saying that the shutdown may have played a role in the election that we saw last night, do you think this could get talks going again to reopen the government?
Well, if you're a senator facing at all a Republican, a competitive race, you might want to put this to bed. The question is, what can it then get through the House? It seems, unlike most times when the public sides with the president on a shutdown, the Republican Congress is unpopular enough and Donald Trump is unpopular enough, 35% approval, that maybe they decided, let's cut our losses and move forward. But what sort of deal they make becomes the issue with the Democrats.
You know, it was also a big night for Governor Gavin Newsom. You know, he was behind Proposition 50, so it was a big win for him. It's now getting challenged legally. What do you make of that?
The legal challenges are not going to stand. I mean, they have something coming out of Texas challenging it. It was done according to the state constitution. I would tend to think this is going to move forward. And Republicans are going to have to try to figure out what they're going to do to, in fact, they're going to lose seats in California to make some up in Texas, but other states are in play as well.
So Newsom is turning out, we're already seeing a very interesting race for California governor. How do you think maybe Proposition 50 could help Governor Gavin Newsom when it comes to maybe a bid for the White House?
He's kind of become, what, the gladiator governor? You know, he's right now the foremost voice in the Democratic Party for dealing with Donald Trump because he got a major victory in California. He's now in like one of the contenders for 2028, but 2028 is a long time from now, and Gavin Newsom has had the tendency to do faux pas, which can hurt him, but he's got a voice. He's a combative voice. Maybe that will be one of the voices that'll be in the mix for the Democrats.
Let's turn back locally here to Poway. There was a message sent from the electorate regarding embattled council member Tony Blaine. Basically, they approved a recall there. What do you make of that?
Interestingly enough, what in Washington, quid pro quos can sometimes seem to get by. The voters in Poway are holding their officials to a higher ethical standard. And Mr. Blaine was kind of caught doing the wrong thing, trying to threaten people to get what he wanted. So he then resigned after he'd been fired, which is interesting. And we'll see how it plays out in the courts. But the voters of Poway want more responsiveness from their council, and hopefully they'll now get it.
And San Diego really voted, going back to Proposition 50 real quick, San Diego really voted along the lines of what we saw Californians vote as a whole. Do you think that's something we're going to continue to see? Because San Diego doesn't always vote along those state lines, it seems.
No, but San Diego continues to blue. And the younger generation seems to be now growing back toward the Democrats because now Gen Z doesn't seem to like Donald Trump as much as they did in the 2024 election. So I think that San Diego and the state of California, particularly east or west of the 15, breaks very Democrat, and I don't see that changing anytime soon.
All right, Fox 5 political analyst Carl Luna, thank you so much for being here as always. We have real-time election results on our website at fox5sandiego.com.